what I want to do at this time is we have a microphone right here. If anyone has any questions, please stand up to the microphone. You can form a line here. And just to be clear, we will stay here as long as you need us to. And you can ask questions to the lawyers and to the doctors. So, looks like we have a line forming already. It's good to see. Sir, step up to the plate.
Hello, good evening. My name is Joe. My wife and I moved here about 4 months ago. It's a little disheartening to know that this is happening. We have a 2.5-year-old daughter. To be honest, I didn't find out about what's happening until about last week. My wife was speaking about this, and I really didn't pay attention. And she sent me a link, and I saw that video that, with the gas leak and whatnot. And it's very scary. I do have a few questions. One of my questions is, these toxins, how can they ever fully be cleaned? Can we honestly say that they can be written of? Another is the adverse effects in children. You're talking about birth defects and stuff like that. We were actually going to try for another child, and now we're really scared. What can happen? I don't know. We don't know how long we've been exposed to this. It's a scary thing. You were also talking about studies being conducted. Who exactly will be conducting these studies? Will it be somebody on the SoCal side? Will it be somebody you guys hire? Those are just some of my concerns. I'm sure there's many others.
Let's start with the children question. Dr. Kang, do you want to address that?
So again, there's really, unfortunately, we're probably going to be the test case. There's no data out there about long-term repeated exposures to these toxins. If any of the studies, a lot of the studies are with mercaptans, and at least there's actually no evidence to show that there's any birth defects associated with mercaptans or cancer. But those are with short-term high concentration exposures. For example, in a facility or at the facility, or in terms of a long-term exposure, there's no way to tell. And you said you have a 2.5-year-old. Unfortunately, she probably at that age may be able to tell you symptoms, but for the most part, she probably, even if she does experience symptoms, she may not be able to tell you. So little cues like if she's tired or if she's irritable, like some of the other physicians were saying, is probably a sign that she probably is feeling the effects of it, and that's all the more important reason to, if you're able to relocate, to get out of the area as soon as possible.
Thank you, doctor. And sir, you said Jason, correct?
What's that?
What's your name?
Joe.
Joe. I'm sorry, Joe.
No worries.
You talked about the studies. Who's going to be conducting them?
Correct.
We're going to be conducting them. We're in the process of hiring the best experts in the world to do that. And now that we're in litigation, we want to do some studies next to the canyon, next to the well. In order to do that, though, because it's the gas company's property, we're going to have to go into court and get an order allowing us to go put those monitors next to the well and next to all the wells that are up there. So once the case gets going, that's what we're going to start doing, and we're going to make that information public and available to all of you so you know exactly what's going on.
Okay. And I did have one more question. I apologize. The whole relocation thing. How do you go about doing that, or the whole process? Like, I know you talk about relocating, but how does one start that whole process?
You can file a claim request with SoCal Gas. They have a home reference center here in near the Whole Foods Market. The problem is they'll tell you that it's going to take 3 weeks to find a place. So I've generally been advising people to start finding something now and then go back and tell SoCal Gas what you found and get their blessing on the cost so that you can move right away.
Okay.
But if you talk to them, they will probably tell you 3 weeks away.
3 weeks away.
And so that's what I'm saying. You got to be a captain to take care of your own family.
Right. No, I understand.
Now, the people we're representing, we have a team that just is doing that.
Okay.
Just trying to relocate people. We've also arranged that when Southern California Gas doesn't call us back, the Congressman's office will make the call for us. So we're pushing them to relocate as quickly as possible.
Okay. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you, Joe.
Hi, Hi, my name is Nicole. I was actually at a meeting last week and didn't get to ask any questions, so I have a few. I was wondering if we have an estimated radius as to the areas affected. We are just at Chatsworth and Wilbur, and we're about a mile south of here. We're not smelling it, but I'm wondering if we're being affected by it, or if we know if we're being affected by it. Also, I know there were several references to water being affected, the aquifers being affected. What should we be doing in terms of making sure that we're drinking clean water, just bottled water, water filtration systems? And also, if and when the facility is closed, do we have an idea of whether property values will come back to where they were at, or what's going to happen?
So you have three questions.
Yes.
Okay, one is, gas does not follow zip codes.
Right.
You know, it goes where the wind blows it. If you're having symptoms and you're smelling black gas, you're affected. You're part of this.
And if we're not,
If you're not smelling gas and you're not having symptoms, then you're not.
we're not.
Then you're safe. Okay? And your body will tell you if you're being affected. Listen to it. The water that we don't know the answer to that yet. All right. What was this third one?
If and when the facility is closed, will the property values come back to where they were at?
The research so far, based upon what's happened in other areas, it will not rebound completely. The problem with this is it's unique because the problem still is there. You know, the bomb's still there, and now everybody knows it. So the answer to that, it's going to be depressed, but the appraisers down the road are going to have to tell us how much.
Hello, my name is Julie Kornstein. I was a member of the Los Angeles Board of Education for many years. I'm retired now, but no one mentioned tonight, and it actually happened today at the Board of Education, that there was a unanimous vote to close the two schools, Porter Valley Community School and Castle Bay Lane. I don't think that they've given yet the information about which schools the students will go to. But my understanding is that all of Porter Valley Community School will be kept together and Castle Bay Lane will be kept together, two separate schools, but I don't have further information. But I thought that was really important to have mentioned that tonight.
Mitch Englander didn't mention it.
I did not hear him say it, I'm sorry.
But yeah, you're right. They have closed the two schools. They are going to try
They
to
haven't
get
been
the students
closed
together.
yet. The students are just getting ready now to go out for the winter break.
And I think they were
Shortly
waiting.
after.
I think they were waiting for that. I think they were right into the Christmas break. It made sense. It didn't make sense to me, but it made sense to some people. But we all know one thing: they're not going to close those schools unless the threat is serious and recognized. I mean, they don't just do that on a whim. The fact that the school districts have recognized this is a serious health threat means it's a serious health threat for everyone.
Thank you very much.
And I think they have said that the kids that go to the Porter Ranch Community School will be going to Northridge Middle School, and Castle Bay would be going to Sunnygrove.
I didn't want it to make it public because it hasn't been public yet, so.
I get it, okay.
Good evening. I had several questions, but I'll cut it down because there's a long line of people who would like to ask their question. First of all, how realistic is it that the Aliso Canyon facility can really be shut down permanently, considering its existing infrastructure and how much money is at play for the company? That's one. And let me mention the second one as well. Once property values go down, as earlier we heard, and once a few people decide to move permanently, put their houses on sale, for sale, and they glut on the market of homes for sale, because that plant isn't going anywhere. The infrastructure that is deteriorated, 60 years old, isn't going to be replaced in a few months. How is the equity going to be recovered? How many years is this going to take? Let's kind of pace ourselves. Give us an idea. How many year battle is this we're looking at, please?
Thank
Thank you.
You know, I think the only bellwether we have is the BP disaster. And the BP disaster is now coming to a conclusion. How long has that been? Anybody remember? 5 years. I don't think it was 5. I think we're more like 3, aren't we? About 3 years. This is not going to be solved overnight. There is nothing about this problem that is attractive. It's nothing but downside. What we're attempting to do is minimize the downside. The other question you have was are the property values going to come back? No, let's face it, they're not. Can they close that facility? Yes, there's no reason they can't close that facility. It may take some time, but there is no reason in the world they closed San Onofre down because San Onofre was a danger. How is this not a danger? You know, and it's not going to get better. There are 98 wells, injection wells there, and that does not count the extraction wells that they didn't remediate. This was just bad planning. Now, they have a choice, they can keep it, but they'll have to buy out the entire area. Things of this size have happened before. It's not impossible at all.
Thank you. With respect to our kids, some of their symptoms or problems haven't materialized. It might come down the road, 10, 15, 20 years down the road. Doctors, you know this. How is something like this addressed? Is this something worthy of mentioning to the participants?
The individual lawsuits we're filing include a cause of action for medical monitoring for life. You know, they caused it, they should be monitoring the situation. Okay?
Just another point on the duration of how long we can expect these things to take. I think it's important for everyone to know, because everyone has these questions. In California, our courts are already congested as it is. Courts are closing, we have limited resources, and judges are scarce. And courtrooms literally are closing down, especially in LA County. So that's just going to delay the process inevitably. And so in a big case like this, as Rex said, it's going to take a while. But when you add to that the fact that it's just congested as hell in LA County to get a case out for trial and set it, it's going to be a problem. So we ask for your patience, and that's why we filed the lawsuits as quickly as we can, so that we can get the ball rolling on it.
My name is Mark, and this is for the doctor at UCLA. For us patients that go to UCLA Porter Ranch, if we relocate to the west side, will we be able to see doctors in Westwood?
We've got a few UCLA doctors.
Yeah,
take it, yeah.
I'm a cancer survivor, I'm being treated up here. So if we relocate to the west side, will we be able to see doctors there?
Yes, most definitely. If you're in the area, I would see no reason why you wouldn't be seeing. If you wanted to see the doctors there, of course.
Okay. So is UCLA doing anything yet?
Not other than providing general care.
You know what, I apologize, I just got word that we need to close the sanctuary. They need us to wrap this up. So what we're going to do is we're going to relocate to the lobby. We already have lawyers and staff there. We're going to answer your questions out there. I apologize, sir. It looks like